Welcome back to Session 0, where I discuss world building and other RPG topics. In this video, I'll use my Dungeon World Oracle deck to create a 5-room dungeon. Hello everyone, thanks for watching. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get a notification when I release a new video. I also have a Facebook page, which I've listed below as a place to post new DriveThruRPG product as I release them, so check that out if you're interested. If you're unfamiliar with the 5-room dungeon method, you can go to this website, which I've linked in the description for you below. Basically, the 5-room dungeon, or 5RD for short, is made of 5 building blocks, which not need to even be rooms. They may be suites of rooms, story points, an adventure outline, and more. The building blocks are the entrance, which will typically have a guardian of some type, either indigenous to the area or placed there, or it may be well hidden in some manner. A puzzle or role-playing challenge, a setback or trick that impedes the party, a boss fight or climax, and finally the reward, which may be physical rewards like magic items or gold, but might also be a revelation or a plot twist, which provide a narrative reward. With that structure in mind, I'm going to use my Dungeon World Oracle deck to help me populate a 5-room dungeon. Alright, let's get to the card draw. I really wanted this video to play full screen in the background, but that grass mat really doesn't look very good. I do want to preserve the order that I drew the cards though, so I'm going to play that and I'll talk about why I do that here in just a moment. So the first 3 cards I drew, I'm not actually going to use for the entrance, and that's why I wanted to preserve the card order. You don't have to be linear or literal when you are, reading these cards. These cards, I'm looking at Cultist, I'm looking at Lich, and I feel like this might be my boss fight or climax. I've got a Cultist with Scroll here. I think that maybe there's some magic going on. That scroll doesn't need to mean scroll, it can mean magic. So I think maybe the cultists are trying to resurrect this Lich, and that's what the magic is. So I'm going to put that down and use that as my boss fight or climax. The next 3 cards I drew, the first thing I see is trap, so this makes me think it's going to be my trick or setback room. I like the idea that this Lich or the cultist, as they went into this dungeon, whatever it is, decided to set traps for anyone following them. So I like the idea of a black pudding or a gelatinous cube, even though, those would be pretty terrible for a low-level party. I'm going to play around with that and just see what happens. Alright, the next card draw, the first thing I see is Angel. That's the first thing that pops out at me. And I think this might actually be my plot twist or revelation. I think that in this dungeon, they were trying to resurrect the Lich. If they succeed, the plot twist is it isn't the Lich that was this pile of ash on the ground that they were trying to resurrect. It's actually the Angel that drove the Lich off but was still destroyed by whatever magic the Lich was using. I think that's a really cool idea, something that, players certainly won't expect, and, the cultists in that room wouldn't expect that either. So I'm going to use this card draw as the Angel being the plot twist. These next 3 cards really make me think of the entrance and the guardian. This could be guarded by an assassin vine, which could, have just overgrown the temple since it was last entered. But I really like the idea of this iron golem. This was placed there by the Lich or the cultists to guard the entrance so no one else could come in. So I think these cards will represent my entrance, with the iron golem being the guardian. That only leaves me with the puzzle or roleplay challenge room. I think I want to do a puzzle, mainly because I've just read Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and there's some neat puzzle things in there, even though I'm not probably going to do a puzzle like in that book, but I like the idea that there is a shrine in this room. They have to manipulate the shrine in some way to solve the puzzle. All of this will come about here in a little bit as I consolidate my ideas and decide what I want to do with this dungeon. So for now, I'm just going to write down shrine as the puzzle, and we're going to go from there and see what happens. The last step for me is just to look at a map. I like to generate a random map with this website. I've linked it below. I call it What About You. I don't think that's correct. That's just how I pronounce it. But you can go through here and create random maps and then just hit the E key to download it as a PNG. I did that. The map I have I altered just a little bit, but it actually changed the dungeon as far as the story I was writing because of the way the map was laid out. Alright, here's the final product. I did do about an hour's worth of sitting down and looking at the map and the cards and thinking about story to put this together. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to put together. In my next video, I think I'm going to prep a session with this dungeon just so you can see how I would do it for my group. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.